Hey Devin, you got Josh here from Train Heroic, and I'd love to just kind of walk through the workflow for each of your trainers. I'm just set up on your account here, okay? And so this will look just like any trainer's account. From their computer, on the left-hand side, they have a menu of tools, okay? So the first tool you'll see is athletes. And so the first thing that trainers want to do is actually connect to their clients, okay? So I'm going to click invite athletes to do exactly that. I'm going to decide how or in which context I'd like to train them. In this case, because they're going to have their own personal calendar, we're going to go one-on-one. Okay, that's the way that Evan and all of his trainers use this. So then they'll just send an email. They'll put in an email address, and they can do multiple if they want, but I'm going to use my own. They can put in a custom message, and they're going to hit send invites. And what this does is now that actual athlete or client gets an invite, but at the same time, while they're waiting to connect with this coach, the coach can actually click on their calendar and begin programming for that specific client. Right now, you'll notice on the left-hand side there's an option for the library, and that's the best way to design content as a coach. You can design training templates so that you can then hover over the date and add something from your library, right? Where you can go into your programs and add a specific saved program. If you had a 4-week strength program or a 6-week weightlifting program or whatever that program was, each coach can build their own, right? But let's just jump into actually designing a session, right? And let's add a block. So each session is broken down into sections. We call them blocks. They can search for one of the 1,500 movements we have. If the first thing they were going to do today is a bench press, they'll search, they'll click on the movement, then they'll add a rep scheme. So in this case, I want 3 sets of 5. Maybe I leave the weight blank. These are drop-down menus, so you can be more prescriptive, and maybe you work at a percentage of the athlete's 1 rep max. Maybe you say something like rest 2 minutes between sets, right? And then you can add another section. So from bench press, we're also going to do pull-ups. Same deal here. I'm going to go ahead and customize 3 sets. I want 5 reps. Maybe I want as many as you can in your final set. You'll even notice right now these are 2 distinct sections, A and B. I can combine them to do A1 and A2. This is like a superset, right, or a circuit. And I can add as many sections together as I want and as many sections. One really helpful way to program for coaches is when they add a block, rather than adding these exercises where you're tracking reps and load, they can actually add what we call a circuit. And that's just a different format to prescribe training. So like, for example, you might use a circuit to program a warm-up, right? And you might just say 10 yards of A skips and B skips and lateral lunges. You might want 10 push-ups. This is just a really easy way, just in text, to say, hey, do this, and maybe I change the section name to be prep instead of conditioning. Maybe I reorder this so that you've got the warm-up happening before the bench and pull-ups. And the beauty of this is really easy for both the coach and the client. The client just clicks a check mark to say they did it, and I can still enrich it with video. So if I wanted to say, let's actually add in some video. I want to add in the A skip. I want to add in the B skip. I want to add in the lateral lunges. You can add as many things to this as you want, as many videos as you want to enrich this warm-up or conditioning, right? And the training session could be as long as you want, but that's what it takes to build a training session. And so I'll click back to the calendar, and what you'll notice is this session is waiting for Josh on his calendar, right? So we've got warm-up, bench, and pull-ups, and as soon as I hit publish, that thing's going to be visible as soon as Josh connects with me and actually accepts his invite. There's tons of shortcuts from here where a coach can highlight, copy, paste. They can take like a whole week and do the same thing, right? Maybe here's these 4 sessions. Again, copy and paste, and then you're just coming in and you're making some small tweak to the subsequent section, or session. Maybe it's like keep the warm up. Maybe you're going to simply add a set on bench press and you're going to progress to 75%. Maybe on the pull up, you're going to sub this out for something like a ring pull up, or maybe it's a ring row. Right, so tons of quick changes that coaches can make to help save them time. But the beauty is that the client's going to get this in real time, and the coach can monitor exactly what they're doing. Right now, you'll see all these sessions are unpublished. Nobody can see them except the coach, except this session on the 19th, which is published. So let's go and look at this from the athlete's perspective. So check this out, Devin. I'm just holding my phone in my hand, right? And I logged into your account here, okay? So as a trainer, they're just going to click on the app. And here's what you're going to see. You've got this list of athletes, right? So if you had 50 of them, you'd see 50 in this list, right? I'm the one athlete right now that you've got. So you can click on that athlete. Importantly, you can see exactly what's on that athlete's calendar. So as an example, I can actually see the session that I've programmed. And importantly, if I wanted to, I can use this as a coach, as a tool to toggle between my athletes and log their training for them. So if I'm just documenting what they're doing, I could even toggle back, select a different athlete, right? But if I click log for the athlete, I can fill out a readiness questionnaire. And again, all of this is functionality the actual client or athlete has as well. But they can go through these questions. What were your sleep quality, your mood, your energy, your stress, your soreness, and that gives the coach some insight. It gives the athlete some perspective as to what they should be focused on, right? But here's the warm-up that we talked about. The beauty of, again, programming like this is they can just hit completed. If they needed to, they can actually click on the videos to actually view the videos, right? And then I'm just going to scan to the next section of the training, right? So we've got bench press. Because I programmed at a percentage, we're populating a real number, but maybe on that first set, I did 4 reps at 125, right? You'll notice some things like we're automatically calculating volume as they go. We can adjust things. So if the coach realized, hey, we need to do another set, adjust the weight, the athlete again can do this. If we realize, hey, there's no equipment available to bench press, I can swap that exercise, right? So instead of bench press, we're going to do maybe a dumbbell bench press. Right, so there's some real-time programming tools that the coach has, and again, the client, everything that we've done so far, the client actually has access to as well. Here's that superset of pull-ups, right? We show them what they did last time, so we want to save some time, make sure that they're progressing, right? And then I can scan to the end of the session, how hard was that? Again, the coach gets this data, how long did it take? We'll automatically track, but they could adjust that, and then some comments, right? Boom, finish the session. Right, so you might in real time see something like this happen, and as a coach, you could even go into the next day and you can adjust things for that athlete. This is a bad example because I've got quite a bit here just on my account, but you can add and create a session from scratch on the actual mobile device. You can do quite a bit, right? So let's go ahead and click on you, right? So could we allow coaches to actually do this even for themselves, but you'd be able to click on a date, add a session, and even program in real time from your phone. So this is the mobile app. This is quite a useful tool for our coaches. Another thing I want to point out too is this, the ability to communicate. So I can click on the message board and actually communicate with each of my athletes. I can do that from, again, my mobile device or from the computer. So I hope this helps just give some perspective. Let me know which questions you have, Devin.